It's game week, baby. Let's go. Old Dominion's first game. I'm Anthony. Welcome back to the channel. Do me a favor. I'm doing this at the beginning from here on out. Like and subscribe because I find that apparently people like and subscribe more when you say it at the beginning and not at the end. So like and subscribe. I'm also going to probably put up a couple of things like in the middle of the video to remind you to like and subscribe. So like and subscribe. All right, I've said it enough times. Let's focus on football. So here we go. We got our first game week going on here, and I am pumped. So what we're going to do this week is we'll do our recruiting, and then once we do our recruiting, we're going to take a look at Indiana's roster, and we're going to take a look at where we think we might be able to win in this game, because it's going to be tough. They're much better than we are. Trevor Honeycutt, fortunately, is not going to be playing with us this year. I don't think Eric Levine is either, so let's go ahead and let's get rid of those guys. We are starting to make some headway here on Theo Mason. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but we're giving it a shot. Antoine Stoner, I think this one is a hard no as well, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get rid of him. Now here comes the guys we're actually interested in here, or the guys we think we actually might be able to get. So here's Josh Cadella. Cadella is... We are first right now. We are first, and we do have some hours. We can't do anything in terms of visits yet, though, so we'll leave that. This is a guy we really want, Callum Marcotis. He is a power rusher. He is a gem. So with Marcotis, he looks like we are might be able to get him. Strand, we are good on that front. We did not get Quinn McGinn. That's okay. Great name though, because anytime you can rhyme in your name and be an excellent cornerback, it's always good. All right, we're gonna take Christopher Roseboom up there to the top. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look at him. So it's 86. Hey, looks like actually a pretty decent player, so that's exciting. How about Rashad Leinart? Let's take a look at Rashad Leinart. He's a gem. He's a gem. 78 power moves, good acceleration. Again, I don't know if he's ever going to be a top-tier pass rusher, but it looks like he wants playing time, and it looks like he wants to stay close to home. And I can do both those things. So let's go ahead and let's throw some time at him as well. So let's do a little pre-game scout here. So this is how I actually like when I play my dynasties. So for example, the ones I have with my friends and stuff like that. This is how I like to take a look at teams. I like to go to their roster. I also like to go to look at their stats too, but this is going to be the first game of the year, so that's going to be hard. So let's look at their quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. He is very good. He is going to be... He is a really good passer. Okay, so we know that the answer here is going to probably come in the passing game from them. Let's take a look at the... Oh, man, the running backs are good too. Okay, they got a couple good running backs. Oh my God, Elijah Surratt. I know Elijah Surratt. He's going to probably play in the NFL if I remember correctly. Okay, cool. That's a big, huge problem. So, all right, so what do we do? What are we starting to see here? So we mentioned in the past that we want to play a lot of cover 1. We want to play a lot of cover 3. I'm already probably thinking about making this what we're going to call a game of containment. So in other words, we're going to try to limit big plays. So if we keep Surratt in front of us, we use a safety over the top, we might be able to prevent him from kind of changing the game and make them do that thing where they have to get 15 plays to go 90 yards down the field. Probably feels like the right path to victory there. I mean, we're not going to be able to match up with these guys. You're going to see a lot of zone from us this game, and throughout the season, frankly, because it literally feels like every single one of these guys is way better than we can expect to ever hope for. So, Carter Smith is a good pass blocker, so that's not great. Doesn't speak well. It looks like if they have a weakness, it is on, the right side of their offensive line. Okay, cool. So their right tackle we now know is the weakness. So let's make a point to try to get Chris Trinidad, who is our best pass rusher, over on Zen Mikowski, and see if we can't possibly get that matchup to work for us a little bit. I like to play as the weak side defensive end whenever I can, so that means whoever is on the... so if there is a tight end and a running back on one side of the field, I will play on the side that does not have the tight end and the running back. If they are on opposite sides of the formation, I will play on the side that has the running back, not the tight end. I sometimes switch that up because more often than not in college offenses these days, the tight end's going out in a route, not staying into max protect, so you actually end up going against the tackle. Sometimes I like to just play on the side that has the running back. The only thing is that sometimes the running back stays into chip, and if the running back stays into chip, you're obviously not going to find much in the way of success there. Defensively, it doesn't get any prettier. So Mikhail Kamara is very good. Remember, the weakness of our offensive line is up the middle and on the right-hand side. So what we really are going to be looking for is making sure we get the ball out quickly. Pure power, gap specialist. Okay, so Jose Wheeler, it might be a big problem for us. He's big for a gap specialist. Wow, 300 pounds and he can rush the power moves mostly. Okay, that's not terrible. All right, linebackers are very good. Thumper, Elijah Hardy struggles. Okay. Kellen Wyatt is the thumper. Okay, so we now have 2 thumper linebackers, so perhaps there is an opportunity here if we make these guys run. Let's make them get to the outside. Let's see if we can maybe run some stretch. Let's see if we can maybe run a little bit of RPO screens, things like that. And maybe if we can make them run, we could have some good success. D'Angelo Pons is very good in zone. Jamari Sharp is less good in zone. Okay, so their corners, we're going to stay away from Pons as much as we can. That's the game plan. We're going to try to identify where he's at pre-snap, and we're going to try to basically stay away from him because he seems to be very good. What are his skills? Knockout, ball hawk, bouncer. It just feels like interceptions. Sharp has quick jump, and that's a platinum coming out of the slot there. So if he blitzes, we're going to have to be aware of that. It looks like Gandy doesn't have much there, so that's okay. Luis Moore is not super great. Let's look at his skill. Looking at Luis Moore here, he is a box specialist. He's playing free safety too, which is funny. And then on the other side, you have Pharrell, who's a coverage specialist. I think the name of this game is we're going to have to make plays outside the numbers, which is not the strength of what we do. So it definitely is a little bit of a concern. So let's see how that goes. Just out of curiosity, I'd love to see what their slot receiver situation looks like. It is Morris. Interesting. And then you have Kamara, Fisher. The rush DTs are fine. They're mostly power guys, though, so that's interesting. So I hope maybe we can hold up. Boykin is going to play at the linebacker level. Okay. Interesting. With Wyatt. And then Sharp is the slot corner. Interesting. Tucker is the no. All right. Hey, I mean, it's going to be hard. I think the game plan we're going to have to try to go with here a little bit is we're going to have to try to make it a game where we can possibly pop a big play on the outside. All right, let's look at Indiana's run out here. So this is cool. So I am originally from Long Island, New York. A lot of kids I went to school with went to Indiana, which is another reason I would love to beat them. We jokingly used to call it Long Island U. But right now they are definitely in a position where they are likely to beat our ass. So let's not talk too much crap just yet. All right, man. So here we go. Christopher Barbieri, Coach Fernando Mendoza here is very good. I would call myself concerned. We'll start with cover 3 match. Like I said, we're going to not play a ton of man in this game, right? The goal is to not play a ton of man. We're going to try to get Trinidad against Mikowski, which we have. Let's see if we can get some pass rush. All right, man. Oh! Ooh, we almost got one. We almost got one. The defense coming out a little froggy. Nice. Okay. Hey, man, that's a win for us. Like, let's remember what the game plan is. We know we're not going to be able to make plays on the ball. We're not going to be able to play man coverage. We are going to have to play defense like the Golden State Warriors under Dodd Nelson used to play defense, where we are going to have to make a couple of big key impact plays. All right, so now we have the tight end on the side of Trinidad. 3 wide receiver set. With the tight end there. All right, it's a run. Oh, that's a problem. And that's a spin move. That's what that is. All right, there's motion out to the side. It is a screen. Oh, what a play. Who made that? Is that D'Alessandro? Steiger, man. Steiger making a couple of big tackles. All right, 3rd down. This is where we got to get off the field. This is where the pass rush package comes in. Okay, so when you're playing as the defensive end, one of the things you do have to consider is how you squeeze down on those run players, okay? So if you watch, when you're going up against an offense that likes to run the ball, you have to be aware of what run play they're running. So let's look here. We're going to go this way so I'm not in the way, right? We'll go forward a little bit. So this just looks like pretty traditional inside zone. You'll also hear this called duo. We'll put Dusty Rhodes' thing here, probably up somewhere up in the top, just to let you guys know. When I do the Dusty Rhodes thing, the reason why I do that is that it's Dusty Rhodes famously in all his promos said, if you will. In football, there are a ton of different ways to say the same thing. So, for example, this run play, I call it inside zone. There are a lot of people who would call it duo, because if you look, center and the guard, and the guard and the tackle both having duo blocks where they're double teaming. That's why it's called duo. To me, it's always going to be inside zone. It's the same thing. Don't let anybody tell you anything differently. But if you notice here, I come down and I engage the blocker, and immediately now, because everyone's moving forward, I know it's a run play or at the very most an RPO, right? So now I'm no longer thinking about pass rush. I'm thinking about how to play this run play. So if you watch, using the left stick, I actually just basically try to get into the gap here, okay? And by getting into the gap, I force this dude outside. And when I force him outside, it gives time for my nickel corner to come up and make a play. So the thing we need to remember on this particular one, if we're doing a little keys to the game here, watch how it's like, boom, then I'm gonna basically close down on this hole because I know that's where he's gonna run because I saw it was inside zone, and I make him bounce that outside. By making him bounce it outside, the wide receiver probably isn't gonna block against my slot corner very well, and 34 comes up and makes a really nice play. So, and I want the Trinidad matchup here, so let's see if they run it again. They do. Oh, there's our dude. Look at Jason Henderson getting in there and filling that gap. Will be a passing ball. It is. Let's do an outside rush. Separated him from the ball. That's our captain. Attaboy. Jason Henderson with the play. Let's see the tie. Hey, man. We'll give up threes. I think we feel comfortable giving up threes. Now we got to score some points. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Look at this. First offensive play. Oh, let's dial that one up. The kid. The coach. Dialing it up. Hell yeah. All right, we're going to watch their replay, and then we're going to break it down from a fundamental standpoint. Shout out Coach Kent Murphy. I felt good. I felt really good. All right, Naheem. Boom. Watch this. Use the block. Get around outside. If you're a wide receiver and you have to block, just get in the way. And then we're just off to the races, man. Let's go. Brooklyn, New York, by the way. Somewhere Notorious B.I.G. is smiling. So when you're running the RPO, and on this particular play, what you're trying to do is you're trying to say, you have the option to either run inside zone or to throw it out to the wide receiver for a screen. So 7 is going to be on the screen. And what you want to do is you want to basically figure out what the numbers are on this side of the field. So when I say numbers, how many guys do you have to block and how many guys do they have to tackle? So if you look at that side of the screen, you got 1, 2, 3 on our side. That's to the right of 77, who's the tackle. However, if you look at their side, they have 1, 2, 3, 4. So the general rule I try to use on RPOs, and I believe this is a rule most people use on this read, is even or fewer defenders than you have blockers, you throw the RPO. More tacklers than you have blockers, you do the running play. So you say, well, then why'd you throw it? Because you have 4 to 3. 13 comes to play the running play. And when he comes to play the running play, we're now at even numbers. So let's go forward here a little bit to our man Colton Joseph. Watch. See, he's coming down here. Actually, he's coming on a blitz, which is even better. So when he comes on this blitz, I now have the numbers that I need to make this happen. So when we go there, watch. First of all, 2 has got to throw a better block than that. So good play to our wide receiver to make this. And then we get just enough blocking, and watch 0. 0 gets just enough of that dude, and now we're gone, man. So that's the rule that I want you guys to remember when you're trying to run the RPO screens here, is you want to try to say, if I have numbers, so if it's equal or fewer tacklers than blockers, you throw the RPO. If it is more tacklers than blockers, you do the running play. Man, we just ran the perfect play at the perfect time. We're going to need a couple of these if we're going to win this game. That's for sure. We're going to need a couple of these. I'm just going to watch them run because it's fun. Did we get the dive into the end zone? Nah, we got tackled into the end zone. All right, man. Hey, listen. That's what we needed. We needed a big Trinidad. If you noticed, the pips are to the inside right now. I think I'm going to try to get a speed rush if this is a passing play. It is not. It's a running play. Ooh, he didn't make the play. Okay.
Another year further down the road. Going to the transfer portal again, not having a new coach with the connection.
See, like, that's what we can't do. We can't give him that much time in the pocket because we're not going to be able to cover those guys. Afraid that they're about to hit us for a big one.
This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox. And a sweet catch and a nice
That's a good catch. So I want to look at this one too because I think it's important. So we had our best defender here, and watch what he does. So he's playing in that single mug look, right? So he's right over the center. And when he's right over the center, we're going to take a big... He's got a long way to drop. And he does it because he's a great player, right? He gets to where he needs to be. But because he can't get his head around... In previous games, this might have been an interception. But in this game, since he couldn't get his head around, he makes a... just couldn't separate him from the ball. It's a good catch. Nothing you can do about it. So that's the problem with the single mug, is that it's harder to get depth on plays like that, so you get a lot of that quick stuff. They are a lot better. Okay. So now we're actually going to have to try to play some offense, or we could try to get another more touchdown passes. That would be cool.
That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
Probably should have. All right, let's try to run one. We're going to try to run to the outside here. So if you notice, I like where we're going. We have a light box. We have 6 defenders. And we have numbers on our side, so we have 3 guys to block 2 guys. Let's see what we got. The problem is the backside guy is so fast that he got to us quick. All right, cool. So this looks like they're in a 5-man defensive line. Looks like they're playing cover 6, if I was to take a guess. Let's see. Oh, we created... Oh, our dude. Look at our dude. Okay, cool. Good play. Our gambit of playing Golden right now. Looking very good. Hey, end of the first quarter, down by 3. I think we would call that a win. So this, man, we got our single high, but it's a running play. Okay. Oh, it's a nice run. All right, let's talk about how we block that up real quick. So we have a bunch formation to the left-hand side. We have our tight end. I think we have 2 tight ends and a receiver. Yeah, 2 tight ends and a receiver. 0 is the receiver. 86 and 9 are the tight ends. So they have an 8-man box. So they have 4 defensive linemen. They have 4 linebackers directly behind them. This is what's called split zone. This is a zone blocking play. So you're going to see the linemen do the double teams and the block the guy in front of you stuff that we were talking about in the previous videos. But what makes it split zone is you're going to see 9 come across the formation, and the whole line is going to slant slightly to the left and leave 6 unblocked. 6 is the job of 9. 9 has to get across the field, and he has to be able to block the backside defensive end. The same guy, by the way, who killed our stretch play that we just ran. Okay? So he's got to get across. So let's watch it go forward a little bit. So we get the handoff. And if you notice here, it's not looking good. But there is a backside cut for us because 72 is going to seal. This is what we call good enough blocking. 77 is down the field blocking, which is fine because he's... that's his guy. He's not supposed to block. They get the double team. He blocks the linebacker, gets to the second level, and then 72 gets just enough. A nice play to break the tackle. That is the anatomy of 12 yards. And I love that little stutter step at the end to get a couple extra. Beautiful. Well done. That's good offense. And we didn't. Okay. So right now I'm looking at X on this play, but let's see what happens. Oh, we got our single. We're throwing it. Got him. Oh, baby. Let's go. This dude is a star. You hit him with the fake. You hit him with the pump fake at all times. Raheem Golden. Man, I like this guy. That's 3 catches. I think it's the first 3 catches of the season. 2 of them were touchdowns. We'll watch the replay real quick, and then we'll tell you how we diagnosed this. This is a good toss. Yeah, good toss. Boom. Beautiful. Sometimes you read it pre-snap, and sometimes you read it post-snap. So this particular concept is called shock. As mentioned, Giants fan, Brian Daboll loves this concept. If you watched Hard Knocks, when the Giants were on Hard Knocks, there was the scene where Jaden Daniels was going through the whiteboard with Brian Daboll. This is the concept they were talking about. So typically what you're going to get here is you're going to get 18 on the outside, who's the outside wide receiver. I think that's our man, Sidney. And 9, who's the tight end. So what you're going to get there is you're going to get 7 running a slot fade, okay? If it is cover 1, pre-snap read, we are probably going to 7. We don't have a cover 1 look here. We have a cover 2 look here. So we have the 2 safeties deep. We're going to give them numbers because I don't know who they are in Indiana. But you see the 2 safeties are back. So with the 2 safeties being back, I'm now thinking of, as I mentioned, 9, who's going to run a stick, which is either he's going to go 5 yards and turn around if he can get open, and if not, he's going to run an out. That's an option route. Again, more Victor Cruz stuff. 18 is going to run a stick. And then on the other side, I think we have 0 is basically an alert on this play. He's not really a thing. And worst case scenario, 3 is going to run an angle out of the backfield. He's sort of our check down in that particular scenario, right? So watch what happens here. They rotate post snap. So watch. So now we see our safety moving towards the middle of the field, right? Pinching there a little bit. And as 7 is now, look at all that field in front of 7. So now I know if I can get out there and I can lead him, I'm not sure he's going to make a play, but we can give him a shot at it, right? So watch what happens. Okay, right here, this is where I make my decision. There is an old saying. It looks like this wound up being cover 1 robber with the blitz. Yeah, more or less. Or maybe cover 3 with a sim pressure. It was a 3-man. Oh, no. So what they did, well, watch what they did on defense here. So they dropped the edge out, and they came up the middle with the linebacker. That's called a simulated pressure. Again, Brian Flores stuff here. So now, 7 at this point, and he got his hips to turn. Once he got his hips to turn, this is the point at which I'm making the decision. I want everybody to remember this. They tell this to quarterbacks all the time. It's a thing I've been hearing since I was a kid. If he's even, he's leaving. Nice kind of side arm slot. Beautiful. Touchdown. It's good stuff. Hey, man, these are the kind of big plays we're going to have to make to win games like this. I feel like this is a running play here. They ran on 2nd and long previously.
Let me get a few yards.
So let's see what happens. It is. Oh, it's the option. Yeah, he got me. They got me. All right. I'm going to explain to you why I'm dumb. I'm playing as 43, so I have to be able to hold the edge on this play, and I don't. So if you watch, they don't block me here. 65 goes to block the linebacker, not unlike we did before on the other running play. And then at this mesh point, the quarterback has to make a decision whether or not to hold it. If you look, I crash down like an absolute moron. And when I do that, the quarterback is now running free and he's going to get big. The thing about this is that if you watch 65, now you got big guy on small guy, and 34 does not stand a chance. So that's a good play by on their part. And again, we know they're going to get some of these.
Nobody's taking him. They didn't play that responsibility, and he chooses.
Okay, that's 17-14. They gave it right back.
Keep this drive alive on 3rd down.
I feel like they're coming with the blitz, and as such, I want to try to get Sidney out on the edge.
They'll try to pick up the first through the air.
Oh, I thought he got it.
Ball was there, and it just
Poured on earlier, they'd given up a ton of yards. I think they understood the gravity of the situation. 3rd down, that was critical for them to get off the field, build momentum, build some confidence. Nice job that time by the defense.
We got it. Hell yeah.
Looks like he's in a
So
great
let's
rhythm.
see how they do it here. I do think one of those 2 guys in the slot across from Raheem Vlading is going to be blitzing.
They'll
And he
throw
is.
on 3rd
So
and
let's
short.
work the dude.
It's on target.
There you go. It's another very good read. All right, so how did I know he was blitzing? The other 2 guys aligned on this one guy. That doesn't make a lot of sense in the scheme of football. I'm not going to say that it never happens. I remember at playoff games where the Packers were like, hey, we're just going to double Odell Beckham on every single play and like legitimately double him. More often than not, when people talk about doubling a receiver, they're talking about a guy over the top, like a cornerback and a safety. That's not what happens here. That doesn't look like that. This looks like 2 dudes are covering the same guy. A pretty good indication that you're normally going to get a blitz. So when we get the blitz and I see this guy come, I see that 7 has inside release. And when he has inside release, look at all of this field that he has in front of him between this player right here that's covering and the player covering 9. So really what we're doing here is just splitting the goalpost. Boom. Turn it upfield, get whatever you can get. This is the kind of short stuff in the air raid that you can always get if you are patient. Alright, so now we're going to run drive under. Our goal here is not necessarily to get the first down, it's to get about half of it and put ourselves in position to get the first, to go for it on 4th down.
He's looking downfield to throw.
Miss route.
Gets open down the middle.
Miss route.
They bring him down at the 45-yard line.
And they don't seem to be terribly interested in they don't seem to be terribly interested in stopping the clock, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take that and say thank you. Yeah, man, 17-14. I think we would have taken that. I think we would have taken that at halftime for sure. We have not run the ball successfully at all. We have not possessed the ball, but we have hit big plays. And sometimes that's what you got to do to win a game against a better team. You're not going to be able to consistently beat a team that's way better. So.
But I'm more of a move the chains guy.
Here's a couple of highlights.
Every day of the week and twice on
This is
Saturday.
the big throw.
The offensive unit that
Watch my dude
subscribes to the
shot as
less
well.
is more philosophy might be
The quarterback
one
has
that
been
leaves
playing
you
well.
today with
A couple
big
really nice
fat
throws.
W.
You know, made the plays he's had to make. Really, there's only been one bad read we've had, and it didn't turn into an interception. If the linebacker comes, I think he's 12 again. We're throwing it to circle. He does not. We'll throw it there. A good catch by Thomas. That's the first down. Got our cover one. We got our. Oh man, this looks like a hell of an opportunity here for Trey Brown.
We get some big plays down the field.
They wanted to put that guy up on the line of scrimmage. He's going to have to throw for it. Okay, we're going to go for it.
Listen, he wasn't.
So we have the one-on-one matchup on the outside with Bensour. It's not an impossibility, but that's a pretty good corner. So let's see what happens.
Make your quarterback look good and make a big play for this offense.
Absolutely nothing. Terrible. Can't take that sack.
But as a quarterback, you got to know on fourth down, you cannot take a sack.
There's the outside zone play that we talked about, and that's good tackling. Way to come up and make that play.
That time, I know it wasn't can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Oh, what a sack! What a move, Mr. Lynch. That pure power guy that I talked crap about in the last video. This is a nice move too. He set this dude up nice.
By the play action. Oftentimes, as an offense, you're hoping the run fakes can
DeAndre
slow down
Lynch.
those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears.
Oh, look at the inside shoulder. Boom. Perfect. Textbook, dude.
Are in a mess here on 3rd and a mile. Looking to throw, it's Mendoza.
We'll take that. We'll give up that field goal. We want to keep it to a win score. Let's do some shallow pass.
Well, there was just nowhere to go for the runner on that last play. Just way too much penetration up front. As a result, they lose yardage.
Oh! Oh! Trey Brown!
Down through the air.
Nice play, Trey. All right, moving the ball, moving the ball, moving the ball. Fourth quarter. Fourth down. Four fingers. Give me them 4 fingers.
Based on no fall off from the noise or intensity from this crowd as we start the 4th quarter.
Couldn't get him. Okay. Now we need to make a stop. I'm just very nervous about not getting the ball out on time. Oh, okay. We still got yardage, but at least we kept him from the big one that time. So that's that same option play, right? So let's take a look at it. So they tried to run it again, and this time I was a little bit smarter. So look, I see I'm not being blocked, and rather than crashing down, I see the guy coming across, 19. Rather than taking on that block, I flatten out to basically make sure that the quarterback can't just kick himself outside. And in the process, I basically pushed him back inside so everyone else could tackle him. I would have liked to have given up less than 5. We got to try to make up.
And there's nothing more demoralizing for a defense than
do it.
when you're losing. You know they're going to run the football. They're trying to run the clock, and you can't stop them. They've got
Find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different.
That's something. I don't know why I didn't think of that. That was a good call. So they ran 5 wide receivers, so we countered with a nickel set. If you notice, the whole point of this play is to make us think we're passing, and then when they do, we do not have enough guys to fill all the gaps, and the quarterback can just sneak into the end zone. It's a really good play. It's a really good play call. So this is kind of one of my big third and short plays. Let's see if they fade back into
Coach
zone.
has no
If they
choice
do,
here. The
give us
offense
the
has to stay on the field, down multiple. He's got it.
By a lot in the 4th quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job.
Came down with it. What a play by Trey Brown. Okay, let's look at how this one happened. So if you notice, number 2 is coming across the field in motion, and when he does, you're going to notice everyone run inside. So it looks like what this is, if I had to try to understand it, because I think it looks like somebody might have blown their coverage. This looks like cover 3 or cover 6, probably cover 3. And underneath, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders. I don't know where this guy in the middle is going. I don't know if that's just the game not doing what it's supposed to do or him playing the wrong assignment. Yeah, because if you look, he's coming across the field to cover 5 out of the backfield. But look at 2. Look at all of this. And, like, this is 4th down, and I'm like, man, if I'm going to win this game, someone's got to make a play. And look at Trey Brown. I mean, 7 gets there. God bless him. But we made the play we needed to make, so let's go. Trey Brown with a huge catch. I'm counting on this being a blitz. And if it is a blitz, Trey Brown, you got to make a play. It is a blitz. I don't know what Trey Brown is doing, but he caught the football. I wanted him to run a slant. It looks like he got outside release there, so then I tried to throw it to the outside. But it doesn't make a difference. Sometimes it's a Jimmy's and Joe's. It's a nose thing.
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Boston College is up big right now, and what's shaping up to be a blowout they'll be talking about.
It's called a low proposition football. We cannot, under any circumstance,
Man, it
let them
helps you a lot when you can be
get
a
this first down.
linebacker
It's
or
our
a
only
corner
hope
or
of winning.
safety, anybody, and you see the QB throw the
Got him.
football. Now,
Giles with the sack.
And he can't get it
Punt?
taken down.
Do we have a
What
chance at this?
Huge play this late in the game.
Gotta miss.
Defense
Gotta
uses
miss.
a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. So on fourth
No
down,
good.
here comes
All right,
the
boys, we got a
field
chance.
kicker in a
Let's
huge
go.
spot. No
Got a
good.
chance. Who's gonna be a
Guys,
hero?
still a 6-point game, but
Yeah,
missed
if I had a man
opportunity.
bun like that, I'd be upset
Man,
too.
sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field
All right.
goal miss,
We got
make
Roach back
great.
on the
And
field.
listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years,
All right.
but you left some points
Here
off
we
the
go.
scoreboard.
We're gonna go with
there.
the thing that's worked today. I'm gonna try screen to start
ODU
with.
ready to send the
Just real
offense
quick,
back
what I'm
onto
gonna do.
the field.
I'm gonna reset to
They'll
starters.
start this drive and snap
Still
it
Trey
from the
Brown.
40.
Okay.
Starts a drive trying to go up top.
Couldn't quite get it. Couldn't
Grabs
quite get it.
behind the
All
line,
right.
It's James.
Minute 33 left.
And maybe he'll
Minute
get
33
the
left.
line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running.
Got to
Gonna
challenge the
swing
big
it on
corner.
second down. He's going up top here late in the game.
Ah,
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
no good.
Got some room to
No
run.
good. No good.
And they
I had nowhere to go with
capitalized
that
not
ball. Let's take a
only
look at
on
it
the
again.
pick, but
I don't know what 9 is doing, man. I just don't. And we got pressure because 77 didn't block his guy, and this is just not a good throw. All right, man. Nothing you can do about that. That's what happens when you play.
looks like the
That's a tough
offense
one.
will
That's
just
a tough
take
one. We
a
played
knee.
that a very good Indiana team. Pretty
I know
tough.
this is disappointing,
We
but
got some
plenty
big
of
plays.
teams
We
have
did the things we
suffered
wanted to
early
do.
losses
The game
and
plan
come
was
back
good.
and have great seasons.
Honestly, the game
think
plan
of
worked. We got the ball
1983
outside the
Miami, one of
tackles.
great teams of all
Defensively,
time.
we didn't do
Blown
anything.
out in the opener,
See my
won the
dog,
national
but-
championship.
But defensively, we didn't do anything. Offensively, at the very least, we made some big plays, and that was really what we said we needed to do. We needed to do it outside of the numbers. And since we did it outside of the numbers, we stayed away from the strength of their team, and we stayed away from the pass rush for the most part. Just a couple plays if it goes the other way. Let's take a look at some stats real quick.
just learned how to walk. And it's funny, guys, just like
Our
that
quarterback was good. I mean, the only really bad
They
throw was
are
the last
also
one,
very
and
talented.
that's as
They
much
just
on
gotta
me
take
as it
care
is on him.
fixing up and cleaning up some of these
Running the ball, we
mistakes,
did
but no
nothing
doubt,
the
lots
whole
to
game.
play for moving forward. Can't wait to see what happens next week.
Throwing it, Trey Brown had a nice game. Obviously, Abdul Rahim Vlading had a nice game. Really nice game. I think this is a guy who's going to be a key player for us if he gets healthy. I think we probably didn't do enough with Sydney, considering he didn't draw, and we knew Lott wasn't going to be part of the game plan because he drew their best corner, who we were going to try to stay away from, and the only time we really threw it at him, he got an interception. James wasn't really able to do much in the passing game with screens or anything like that. We only gave up the 1 sack. Defensively, yeah, I mean, Henderson had 10 tackles. We had a few tackles for loss, but the big story of this game is we had the 2 sacks, but we just could not get consistent pressure without having a blitz, which is, we said that might happen, with this particular thing. The other thing is I'd like to see us get more hands on the football, but they did a lot of quick stuff in this game. So that was our first game. Unfortunately, 27-21 loss. That being said, I think we have a lot of things to be proud of in that game. And I think we saw some of the system stuff really work. We ran a ton of those slot fades, and we hit like 3 of them, if I remember correctly. 3 or 4 of them. We got to teach you guys a little bit about the split zone. We got to teach you guys a little bit about inside zone and duo blocking. And it's only going to keep going as time goes on. I'm going to quickly hit advanced week just to get us to the next week. Sim ahead. And when we sim ahead, maybe we will take a look at recruiting real quick. Oh, Josh Cadella, unfortunately, does not want to come play for us. That's very bad news. But things will... Oh, we have an FCS game next week. Okay, cool. So we'll be able to work, hopefully, on some running game next week. Hopefully it'll be a little bit easier. But right now, do me a favor. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Make the YouTube algorithm happy. And until next time, I'm Anthony. I hope you have a great day. And hopefully next time you come back, it'll be for a dub.